Hi, I'm Anthony Roth Costanzo, and I'm an opera singer. I've been singing since I was a little kid. I was taking piano lessons, and my piano teacher said, "You're not reading the music well, it's not going from your eyes to your fingers, so do you want to try singing it?" And all of a sudden, I found this whole world of expression. I felt I could really express myself with singing, even at 8 years old. And I loved that. So I started doing shows. And eventually, I found my way to opera. And why opera? And what is opera? This old European art form, 400 years old. Well, it's basically a play, but only with music. And I found that the depth of expression that was possible in opera, the complexity, the psychology that you could communicate with people was something really special. It makes me really happy. It gives you the ability to move people. It gives you the ability to provoke empathy in others. Empathy is this idea that you can feel what someone else is feeling, and somehow when we're singing this music that moves you, that pulls at your heart so much, you can get other people to experience someone else's story, and that's a really good skill, I think, to encourage. Singing itself is very primal, it's very human, it comes with all of us, it's a part of all of us. But what I do every day is very disciplined, careful exercises to maintain my voice, to keep my rather unusual voice in perfect shape. Now, I'm a countertenor, which means I sing in this very high register. It's almost like the register you'd think of a woman singing in. And in order to do that, I have to keep my instrument, which is in my throat, in perfect shape. Of course, it's uncomfortable to sing. You get embarrassed, you get nervous. That happened to me all the time. But learning to just be who I was, to joke about it with people, especially with this voice I have that is so unusual, people would laugh and I would laugh with them because this is how I was made and this is how I'm choosing to express myself. I thought I would tell you some of the breathing and some of the exercises I do to get everything ready to make sound. First, we have to understand how the human body makes sound. And you might find this interesting. You take air in, right? And the air travels down all the way into basically the bottom of your stomach and your back, which is where the bottom of your lungs are. And you have what's called a diaphragm, which is a muscle that just gets out of the way and lets the air come in, and it helps control how the air goes back out. And when we send the air up through our bodies, we're sending it through our vocal cords, which are like these two little pieces of skin, okay? And they come together like this. Now, if you've ever blown grass between your thumbs, you'll know that there's a buzzing sound. It's almost like a kazoo. You blow and it goes. That's what it sounds like in our throat. So if I had no head, if somebody chopped off my head, the sound that would come out would just be a little buzz. It would be like a kazoo. So what I have to do is take that sound that comes from putting my vocal cords together and sending air up through them, take that vibration, let it travel through the cavities in my head, in my cheeks, even in my nose. There's all of this space up there, and it bounces around, and the vibrations take on different colors, different sizes, and it's really the shape of our face that determines the way we sound as singers, which is kind of amazing if you think about it. It's very individual, it's very human, and yet it's this miraculous thing. I can stand in a theater of 4,000 people and using just the pockets of air in my face and the vibration from my throat, I can communicate something to them, which is kind of amazing. So one thing to remember when you breathe is, in order to access all of those pockets of space in our head and all of that, you have to open that space. Now, some of what we do as opera singers to do that is opening the pharynx. You know that little soft piece of skin at the back of your throat? It sits there. You want to lift that up. How can you do that, you ask? Well, sometimes it's like smelling roses. So if you imagine you've got a bouquet of roses, it's all in your imagination, and you smell, you'll feel that the back of your throat lifts up. And when I do that, I can all of a sudden talk in this space, right? That's the space we want to access so the buzzing can get there. The other thing to remember with the breathing is you want to breathe really low. It should feel like you're a bird and on your back, wings are opening up every time you breathe in. Now, the important thing is you don't want to overextend and put it up this way or collapse this way in trying to open your wings. You want to keep yourself like you're standing well with good posture. Don't lift your shoulders, keep them down. And breathe really low. Imagine the air going all the way down into the very bottom of your back, into the very bottom of your stomach. If your stomach goes out, that's okay. You want to feel that it releases. So that's how we take a really good low breath. And those are great things to do at any time. Even I found when I get nervous, I do this exercise, and I do it also to help my breathing. So you can try it with me now. What we're going to do is 5 seconds in, 5 seconds hold, 5 seconds out. So it's going to be like this. So that's how we do it. And you just keep breathing in for 5 seconds, hold for 5 seconds, out for 5 seconds, and you can expand your breath capacity doing that. So I encourage you to find new ways of communicating, to practice your breath, to let the breath calm you, to let it inspire you, to think about the shape of your face and the human being you are and how that can come across in your voice.